Here we are, Missouri Lakes Trailhead, White River National Forest. Starting off nice and easy. It's about 9 in the morning. So we're gonna be hiking. I'm not sure, I'm really not sure. Now that I'm in this costume, I haven't really had a chance to hike in it, and it's pretty heavy. I mean, obviously, I think that was probably a given, but you know, I may have kind of just anticipated a little bit more than I probably can do. Initially, this hike was supposed to be 18 miles, point to point, but I'm thinking now, I'm gonna just climb up this half of the trailhead, which is probably about 5 miles, and just see how I'm feeling when I get there. Take it real slow. It's already 9, it's kind of a late start, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, I can try and do the full about 10-mile loop on this, which I just don't know if it's possible. I gotta go over some serious inclines, and I just don't know if I was quite prepared for it, but we're gonna see how it goes. So we're gonna do some hiking, and once we get up into a little bit of the prettier portions of the area, I'll show you guys all my good stuff. So let's do this.
Okay, so I want to clarify a few things a little bit. Like I had said, the initial plan was to hike 18 miles. What I had planned to do was to start really early and hike about 10 miles, and then I would make camp for the night. Then I would start up again really early, obviously, I'm already on the trail. And then I would hike the rest of the 8 miles to the other trailhead. I had a lot of complications with this because it would be a point-to-point trip, and that involves finding someone to pick me up or finding a way back to my car, and I was already struggling trying to figure out a way to do that anyway. And then once I started hiking and I realized just how heavy this suit was, again, my mistake for I just didn't get the time to do a trial run in this thing, but it was pretty heavy. It's a lot heavier than any of the suits I'd used before, and I'm hiking in elevation. I'm not used to elevation. I live in the Midwest. So it was kind of just a recipe for disaster, but I learned, and I think it kind of has prepared me for the next time I do a hike like this.
Okay. Oh man, making progress. Slow progress, but it is progress.
So anyway, the other option was, as I was describing, to hike 10 miles, which would be a loop that I'm currently on. I start at the Missouri Lake Trailhead. I would go up to about 11,000 feet, and then I would loop back down to a different trailhead technically, but it ends roughly right next to the Missouri Lakes Trailhead. In the end, neither of those things happened. Ultimately, what I did was hiked about 5 miles up, got to a point where I could see most of the mountains and really pretty area, and then I decided to hike back down. There's a couple reasons why I did it this way. The first being, once I got up there, I was hearing thunder and I was seeing some really dark clouds. Now, I do have real gear that can handle real weather, but I'm not experienced in mountaineering and I'm not from Colorado, so it kind of just made me feel like I was putting a lot of risk for no real reason. While I would definitely not call myself Luke from the Outdoor Boys or anything like that, I am semi-experienced in the outdoors, just not really with the mountains. I mean, obviously it would have been cool to camp out there. I was pretty bummed. If you go look at some of the other videos on my channel, you can see I've been already camping in LARP for about a year now, so I didn't really think I was missing out on too much if I didn't LARP camp one of these trips. I knew I'd get another chance later anyway. So I decided to just take it easy and just do a hike on this trip. And hey, if you decide to follow along, you'll be able to watch my progress as I get better and go on bigger and better adventures.
Whew. All right, guys. Yeah. This is a tough hike. So far, I'm seeing a lot of people on the trail. So far, only one has recognized the costume as being from Skyrim. The rest think it's cool. One group, as I was coming up, the first guy in the lead saw me. He kind of just like chuckled, and then I kind of came into view of the rest of the group, and like 4 or 5 of these girls were just like, I was like, hey, how's it going? You guys look totally dumbfounded. And they kind of shook out of it, and they were like, well, I mean, it's cool though. And I was like, yeah, you know, just doing my thing, but nothing to do with Skyrim. They just thought it was cool, which, hey, I mean, I'll take it. But I think I'm on about mile, oh shoot, it might be about 3.5, maybe 4.5 miles up. Haven't checked it a little bit. Try not to check. It's killing me to just continue to be looking at the screen, watch it go slowly. All right, let me take a little break here for a second. Oh. I got on the starting gear from the trailer, the full Dovahkiin kit. Iron bracers, the fur gauntlets, got on my iron boots. Sorry, I'm exhausted up here right now. The studded leather tunic, and of course, we got the iron helm. So I made all of the suit here, all the leather stuff. Big part of my channel is custom making all of my gear as much as I can. I got into leather working for the channel actually, and started off with a Red Dead Redemption satchel. So everything on me that you see that's leather, all these chaps and leather pieces, they're handmade by me. Now I did use a template, and the template I got off Etsy. I can link it in the description if anyone wants to see it. It's all custom made, tailored to me. I put a lot of work and effort into this. Some pieces are metal, some pieces are leather. Those, and the helmet, those are all made of 3D printed plastic. Had a buddy of mine 3D print most of the armor. We had a little bit of a mishap on the helmet, so I actually had to get somebody to ship it to me. Last second, I had it shipped to a relative's house here in Colorado. But it worked out. I got it painted up pretty quickly, got it ready to go. Got the steel sword. This I bought. I'm not really sure how he made it. I think it's a mold, but it's made of plastic. It was pretty much just gray when I got it, so I did some painting to make it look a little prettier. And then I added the leather to the grip. I also made the sheath that it's in. Well, I'm gonna take a break here, guys, and maybe get some food.
Yeah, so if you couldn't really tell, I was exhausted when I filmed that. So I just want to elaborate on a couple things that I didn't mention. I had altitude brain, so excuse me. So like I said, I used a template to create the suit, but I did hand make it. The template was good, but it didn't really tell you what to do entirely. It had the template for the actual pieces, but it really left it up to you on how you put everything together. I would say it's probably for somebody who is already a crafter. It's not a step-by-step. It's simply this is what it looks like, cut it out, put it together. So if you've never crafted anything before, I do not think this is a beginner template for someone who has no experience. But yeah, it took me a couple months to put it together, and it cost quite a bit. I mean, the fur on it alone, it was 2 pieces of reindeer hide that cost about $200. The leather itself was utility leather, cost about $180 a roll, comes pre-dyed. The boots I designed myself, they were not a part of the template. I've already made a pair of boots, so I kind of just copied the way I did it before. They're a pair of turn boots. It's kind of a traditional way. If you go to Ren fairs and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of people wearing and selling turn boots or turn shoes. But anyway, this was the point where I decided to turn around and start heading back towards the trailhead. So I hiked my 5 miles back. Definitely a little easier going down than it was up. And I had intended to go over all of the gear that I was carrying on me, but I never did stop again to do that. So the next segment is going to be here in my home, where I kind of explain everything. Okay, so let's go over some of the gear I took. First is my sleep system stuff. This is a thick wool blanket I have. This is like a real true bushcraft wool blanket. It is really thick, it is really warm, it's nice to have. I have a second wool blanket as well. This is a much thinner blanket. It's probably not made of as much wool as the other one is. Nowhere near as good quality, got it online. But it's still warm, and I keep it around. It's nice to have too. During the colder months, I'll double up on these wool blankets, and they usually get me through the night. This is my bedroll. It's made out of a cotton canvas material that's been DWR finished. It came like this. I didn't do anything to waterproof it. I bought the fabric from Joann's when they were still in business, and it was already waterproofed. I just stitched the foot, that way it would stay in place, added some straps to it, and you kind of just roll yourself up like a burrito in it, and keeps you warm and it keeps you dry. Here's my water skin. Handmade this myself, made it out of leather, painted and dyed it and everything, added the little strap. This right here is my linen shirt. It is handmade. My mom actually made it for me. It is made of 100% linen. I use it as a base layer. Sometimes I sleep in it. I've used it on my other costumes. I took it with me in case the sun got too much and I needed to cover up a little bit. And again, it's a layer I sleep in. It adds a little bit of warmth. I intend to make a sleeveless one at some point that kind of resembles the one you're wearing at the beginning of the game during the character creation. This is another layer I wear. It's just a wool base layer. Again, it's for sleeping. Adds extra warmth. Extra socks. Always bring extra wool socks on a backpacking trip. Here's my backpack. It is a canvas backpack. I'm ashamed to admit it, I bought it on Temu. It was on a sale and I bought it like a year or two ago. I did some DIY leather on it to add some straps and a couple compartments and stuff, but otherwise, there's nothing fancy about this backpack, and I honestly don't recommend it. So this is the start of my more modern gear. This is kind of my emergency gear. This right here is a backpacking quilt. It's an REI Magma. It's rated for 15 degrees, I believe, 25 maybe. If you're not a backpacker, you don't know what quilts are. It's basically a sleeping bag with the back cut off to save weight. You just wrap yourself up in it, it keeps you really warm. I bring gear like this on the off chance that the weather turns and the wool blankets and the stuff that I have that's more Skyrim themed just isn't enough to cut it. I always take this type of stuff. You know, I have a family back at home and I really just don't want to do anything super dangerous, so I've always got emergency supplies. This right here is just a tarp. I use it to make bushcraft shelters, stuff like that. Again, just an emergency thing if weather gets really rough. This is why I said I probably could have handled the storm up there. I wasn't feeling super great myself. I wasn't feeling confident and the altitude was getting to me. So I have the gear for it. It just didn't really pan out this time. I do have plans to waterproof another canvas drop cloth and make a medieval tent, but that's down the road. This is my water filter. It's just a plastic water filter. It has a filter attached to the head. Now I am going to make a video down the road where I disguise it as a water skin, put some leather around it and a strap. That way it's more in-themed. This is my bear bag. This is a lightweight alternative to a bear can. I was in bear country, so I had to have something. Some people don't like these. I think it's alright, but it's definitely way lighter than a bear can. This is my sleeping pad. Again, I always try to sleep in theme. I really do try to sleep with the wool blankets and the bedroll, but sometimes it just gets too cold. Sometimes I just can't handle it, or sometimes I'm just not sleeping well, and I bust out the sleeping pad and I just sleep on that. I am actually brand new to LARPing. I've only been doing this for about a year, so I'm still kind of learning how to do it right. So this is why I have so much of this modern backpacking gear with me. And the last thing is my GPS communicator. This thing tracks my location. I can send text to my family. I can do an SOS where they'll send out emergency services to me. I always have this. It's an emergency thing. I try to keep it close. I just tucked it in my belt on this trip and kept it handy. This is something I'm always going to take, regardless if I abandon other gear and do more of a traditional LARP, I'm always going to bring this with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not checked out the full version, you can see it on my page, or you can wait till the end of this video and I'll link it. It's a much more immersed version than this video. I'm really doing my best to capture the ambience of Skyrim. I want it to feel like that first Skyrim playthrough. So if you enjoyed this video, please give my other version a watch. And don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thank you everybody so much. Have a great weekend and be safe out there on the trails.